Welcome back to Free Play Arcade, the show where I find interesting games that you can play for free. Have you ever heard of Powerhoof? If you watch Free Play Arcade often, then you might recall another game called the Maitre D'. Or perhaps you've heard of their upcoming game, Crawl. This is a company of two guys from Australia with a great sense of humor and are no strangers to making unique free games for game jams. I'll definitely be doing more videos about them in the future. Today though, I wanted to talk about Riders of Rhea, a simple roguelike game made for 7DRL, the 7-day roguelike game jam. This is a game which is fun to play, but admittedly lacks some of that next level polish one would expect from a final product. Riders of Rhea takes place in a future wasteland where resources are scarce, and you must take out raiders using only your motorcycle and its front-mounted guns. There's definitely a strong Mad Max meets Road Rash vibe coming from this game, and that's alright by me. Take out enemies, collect resources, upgrade your bike, don't die. The game itself has a very minimalist presentation. A sandy, barren wasteland peppered with other dudes on bikes that you must defeat if you want to survive. There's a cute diary-esque prompt in the lower right of the play area that adds colorful commentary on the game, as well as informing the player which resources have been collected or upgrades have been applied to the motorcycle. Where Riders of Rhea shines is in its implementation of controls. As a person who plays a lot of Mario Kart, my first inclination was to hold down the acceleration and attempt to swerve around enemies. This, however, ended up depleting precious resources, causing unintended spinouts, and ultimately getting the player character killed with very few shots hitting their mark. Riders of Rhea definitely requires more finesse with the controls, unless you want to lose from running out of gas or dehydration. Speaking of fuel and water, this is exactly where my biggest gripe with the game lies. Although there are plenty of bike upgrades handed out from taking out a group of baddies, other important items, such as water and fuel, are much harder to come by and ultimately ended up more often than not being the cause of my demise. I understand that this is supposed to be a resource-scarce wasteland, and perhaps it's my own lack of planning or unfamiliarity with the rules of the game itself that were largely to blame. All of that being said, I would still heartily recommend Riders of Rhea if you're a fan of roguelikes, or if you just want to tool around for a few minutes doing donuts in the sand.